The mother of all hangovers. It was the election Labour and pollsters thought it couldn't lose. But there was no party, just one hell of a headache as the Camerons went home again to 10 Downing Street. What went so terribly wrong? Well, a secret report for Labour obtained by ITV News says that Labour negatives are deep and powerful among voters who deserted the party. That these former supporters see Labour as in denial about what they see as its appalling track record on the economy. Ed Miliband was viewed as a weak and bumbling leader. So the report calls on Labour to atone for its past and show that it takes Scotland seriously. The report was based on conversations with skilled people and junior managers, school teachers, people in catering, drivers, who put and kept Labour in power under Tony Blair, but who now fear Labour doesn't properly represent them.
We are the party of working people, but if you say that, but people don't believe that, then you've got a problem, and it's a problem that you've got to reckon with.
These pretty trenchant criticisms that these voters made of Labour didn't make it into Labour's official report into what went wrong. How worried are you about that?
We have got to listen to what the public's been saying to us. You know, this report confirms what many of us heard when we were campaigning in marginal seats. People didn't trust us on the economy or with their taxes, and they didn't think that we would take tough decisions and provide strong leadership.
Perhaps Labour's darkest hour in the election was its almost total wipeout in Scotland. Labour's newish leader there doesn't put on a brave face.
In my part of the world, yes, we are listening. We're working incredibly hard to regain the trust of people. We recognise it won't be fixed overnight, but we have a plan to do it over the longer term. And I think the more that we talk about the future, the possibility of the powers come to the Scottish Parliament, and a progressive platform that speaks to the real issues people want us to focus on.
Duty sacks at £20 only.
Croydon, one of the places researched for Labour by the firm Britain Thinks to find out what went wrong. What do they reckon of the new leader?
He just seems very arrogant.
I think he should be given a chance.
But he sounds genuine, that he's going to do it to help the people.
Don't even know him.
And do you think Jeremy Corbyn gets it?
Yeah, any person who went around the country as we did after the election speaking to people knows that Labour's got a huge job of work to do. We have to really speak to a different kind of politics.
Is Labour just for the down and outs or for the middle classes too?
The dilemma for Labour's leader summed up by one resonant phrase in the report. Can he persuade the ambitious middle classes that he's on their side?
Well, Robert is here now. Robert, I guess it's fair to say the devastating quotes in this were sort of swing voters' comments, and I suppose you could do that about, the Tory party, and you get lots of other very damaging things. Nevertheless, it was a pretty damning report.
Yeah.
The key question, I guess, is has the party learnt the lessons from it?
Well, as you saw, I was chatting to a couple of front benchers, Gloria Del Piero, Andy Burnham, and they would say that they are on their way to learning the lessons. But this is an extraordinary situation. We have a leader of the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, who is semi-detached from many, some would say most, of his Labour MPs. And on the central issue of rebuilding trust on their economic competence, which the report says is absolutely crucial, well, that is certainly only work in progress. The report made this extraordinary recommendation that they should set up an independent commission chaired, the report thought, by a Tory. Why? Because if a Tory chaired that report, it would have more credibility, and there was confidence that on one allegation against Labour, that they were directly responsible for the banking crisis. Well, a Tory would say, yes, regulation under Labour was terrible, but, it was broadly the fault of the banks. On the other hand, almost all economists would say that in the boom years, Labour probably spent a bit too much and a bit recklessly. That's certainly what those swing voters believe. Now, there is absolutely no sign of the current Labour Party learning that lesson. In fact, Jeremy Corbyn and his shadow chancellor, John McDonnell, have appointed a commission of economists, but they're all, although brilliant, avowedly left-wing. So in terms of reaching out beyond their core supporters, very little sign of that yet.